Evening, guys. Welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone is well. Apologies for the little delay. We were just chatting in the background. But yeah, we are back with another episode. Of course, make sure you like all that good stuff. Subscribe. Get in your questions and comments. Of course, if you're watching live, if you're watching after, then leave your thoughts. Don't forget to leave your predictions as well. Of course, that goes into the, what we're going to be doing at the end of the season, into those. Into the giveaway. So, like I said, if you're new or you've only just started watching, whoever gets the most points will win a Rovers home or away shirt. But yeah, we're joined by Neil as always and by Josh. Neil, how are you doing?
I'm all right, lad. Yeah, not bad. You?
Yeah, not bad. And Josh, how are you? You good?
I'm very good, mate. I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm here. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, even into Tom, talking about time. Yeah, we were just going on a bit. Even to Chris as always, Thatcher's and Sam, Matt's as well. Of course, Matt's will be buzzing because he's giveaway league. So yeah, he'll be very buzzing. Yeah, he'll be buzzing. Seven points he's currently on. He didn't get the correct score, but he got the correct result because they won 2-1. He predicted 3-1. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, the top sort of two points wise there are in the league well. But yeah, get in your comments. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new, subscribe to Josh's channel. You can see his name next to his name, his YouTube channel. But yeah, big up to AJ as well. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, we're going to be joined by Charlie Keegan. He was on here last year for the home and the away game. So he'll be on air as well in around 20 minutes. Of course, we'll go over the game. Obviously, of course, that was Barnsley. Like the title says, the Oakwell curse continues. 6 defeats in a row with an aggregate score of 14-4. So yeah, unfortunately, even though most of us, we pretty confident of at least getting a result. Josh went with a 1-1 draw, and me and Neil, of course, went for a 2-1 Rovers win. But yeah, even into Yambi Sims as well, Harry Jenkins, Paul Cove as well, first time watching. So yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, if you're new, anyone new, subscribe. Get in your comments, your questions. Yeah, Ford and Blue as well. Even into you, wonder if Patricia Garner will join in. Now she's and of course the forum is on tonight, so I think they're putting out the forum tomorrow. So if anyone that's not there, to be fair, I might have gone if the owners were there, but this time the owners aren't there. It's of course Belongo, Taylor, George Friend. So we'll be hearing from him for the first time. He hasn't even done like a radio interview yet. So yeah, he'll be on. But yeah, we'll get into it. Like I said, another defeat on the road. Still haven't won yet this season. 1 draw, 2 defeats, only the 1 goal scored. Neil, what was your thoughts on the game?
I thought it was a bit of a mixed bag, really. Like I said in the week, it's the test. It's the test we wanted. You know what I mean? The game, the way these fixtures are falling at the minute, they're all good tests, and they all ask a few different questions of us in different departments, given where we've got to go to, who we've got at home, etc. And Barnsley was just another one. I thought. Look, we started horrible. Like, it's what we've been good at over the first few games is we start well and we look really positive and aggressive off the ball. We just sort of went away from all the fundamentals of what we've been good at for the first sort of few games, and we never allowed ourselves to get a foothold in the game. And it's nice and tidy and as good as they looked, we didn't do ourselves any favours in that first 30 minutes. Didn't do ourselves any favours. We was just too far off it. Like I said, we didn't do all the things that we've been good at recently off the ball, and we just weren't aggressive enough. We didn't make good fouls in good areas. Like if you come up against a side which you've identified pretty early that these are technically probably going to be better than us on the ball, then you've got to impact the game time. You've got to do something to try and disrupt their flow. And we didn't do any of that. It was too soft. I thought we just sat off them and we let them play. And yeah, they showed that they have got nice, good technical players, and they can move it and they can shift it, but only if you let them. And we didn't really lay a glove on them. So that was one thing that we was bad at. And again, we was aerially second best for the first sort of 30 minutes. I mean, people have got their thoughts on zonal marking. I like it. I prefer it, to be honest. But you've got to win first contacts, else you're going to look terrible at it. And we just didn't. Like, we got that all wrong. Like, some of the deliveries are outstanding, to be honest. Like, some of their deliveries were on the button, so it was difficult to really defend that as well as you'd like to. But you know, we got ourselves back in the game through hard work, determination, and like I said, we're not a side that are going to carve a side up at the minute. Over the games we've seen, we've never looked like a side that are really going to go out there and carve a side up. What we do is we make you make errors through hard work, grit, determination, a lot of energy, not giving you a minute, and that's pretty much how the equaliser come about. And then we go in at half time, 1-1. We come out second half and have a little bit of a try our luck a little bit. We look a little bit better, and then we fell away again. We just fell away again. I thought we had sort of, over the course of 90 minutes, we probably had a good 20-minute period over both halves, really. But at 1-1, then you look into, it's a flip of a coin then, isn't it? Look, you were going to go and get half this game, and again, come out a bit more dynamic with Garrett. I thought Maka was sloppy at best. I thought on Saturday, I thought he was really sloppy. He's looked better off the bench, like he started, and I don't think he did himself any favours. LT again, you go back to him, like, you've got to back games up. You can play really well at home to Cambridge, great, but can you go to Barnsley and impact the game? Can you go to Posh in a couple of weeks and really do something and show yourself? And nothing. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have anyone that was going to go and get that game by the scruff of the neck and turn it in our favour. The Belongo Cotter thing's just a mismatch quality wise. They identified it and he got at. Delivery's great. There's not a lot you can do about the second, I think. I think it's just good. It's just good quality play, to be honest. But we only started playing when we were behind, I think, in that game. Like, we never really did anything apart from settle for a point at best. We didn't really go after that game at 1-1. We just looked at it and gone, right, we're 1-1 here. We'll just sit in and we'll do our best to stifle and try and take what we got. Go 2-1 down, have another little push, try. But what I will say about this side over the games that we've seen, we never go away. We never collapse. We just keep going. We keep fighting. We keep trying. We try and make you make errors. We don't go away. So that is one real good positive. I mean, the only one that I'm looking at so far is Stockport when it got away from us because they were superior to us, far superior. Saturday, we could have got something from them. Adamant, we could have got something from Saturday if we'd have been a little bit more positive and believed in what we could have done. I just thought we let that slip away from us. As good as Barnsley were, we let them be that good as far as I'm concerned. I think Stockport's still the best we faced.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, to be honest. I mean, Josh, what was your thoughts on the game?
I am kind of grateful that we've gone 3 games away to 3, I'd probably say top 8 push-in sides.
Yeah.
In a row, because it's nice to not get them out the way at the start of the season, but to get a feel of where we are, what we need to do to beat teams like this. We've been in games. We've been in the games as far as I've been concerned. In a couple of moments, like we've been in them. We've looked sloppy at times, but we've also not got battered. I would much rather get these games out the way now than come March, April when we need points and we've got these games coming up. You know, so I'm glad that they are, have come now. The 1 goal on the road doesn't surprise me. We're not a clinical side. Yet. There were 2 stinkers of a performance on that weekend. Literally stinkers. And they were Maka and LT, unfortunately. Now, I love LT. I advocate for him all the time. I still think he keeps his place. And I still think he's going to be great for us this season. It just looked like the occasion swallowed him up. I don't know what happened. It just looked like looked like Oakwell just stunted him completely. It was bizarre. Not clinical. in that game, made the chances. How Promise didn't score that. If he scores that, game turns. But I was watching that game and I made a few faces because I thought we were going to get battered and Griffiths stood tall again. We've got a home game on the weekend that we can bounce back with. But I think, like what Neil said, you can't always be good at home, go away and lose on the road. Don't be good at. So we need to figure that out. However, we have been. These are my league predictions for those teams. Stockport will finish 6th. Rotherham will finish like 7th, and you've got. Well, I did actually think Rotherham will go up, but anyway, whatever. And then I reckon Barnsley will be pushing top 6. So we've got them. We've got them out the way. But I haven't been. Like, I'm not sat here thinking like, oh, for God's sake, we need to sack the manager. You know, it's more individual players haven't stood up. We missed Conte so much away at Barnsley. We had chances, which is something that we can't normally say for ourselves. We just need to slot them away. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, apologies if my internet's crap again. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah. You said, Mac. You know, me and Neil talked about obviously in the last episode with, you know, who starts, Maka or Hutchinson. I think you went with Maka, didn't you, Josh? Yeah. And then me and Neil went with Hutchinson. But yeah, it's frustrating because, like you said, when he sort of got used to coming off the bench and doing so well, obviously that was his chance. And yeah, he couldn't. Every time he had the ball, he didn't want to have the ball. He was just doing like a hoof. And yeah, it was frustrating. And yeah, Luke Thomas, I said it in the reaction. I think that was his worst game in a Rovers shirt. And that's also from the loan spell we had. I think there was 3 times where he got given the ball and his touch was appalling. Went straight to him. And then the second half really summed it up, where he was running and he run the ball out of play and fell over. And I was like,
he didn't look right. Something didn't look right, and I don't know what that was. Maybe it's the occasion because you don't lose the ability to play football overnight. But I don't know. That I noticed that as well. I was a bit like I actually remember saying to myself, just take him off.
Yeah.
Right. It just something felt weird. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
You've got to start looking at this.
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
And if he carves up against sides like Cambridge and Shrewsbury, all the better. But you've got to be going to places like, you know, Posh and Huddersfield. If you're good, you're good. You can't be good on your day when it suits you against sides that are lingering here and there. You know what I mean? Like, good players play well every week. If you're good on your day, you're going to be part of an all right side. That's just how it is. like, at some point, the penny's got to drop for this lad. It has to drop soon.
Yeah. I mean, you said a bit about Neil with Belongo having that tough game against Cotter. Yeah, like you said, he's sort of and it's harder for him as well because obviously he's only going to get better, Belongo. But yeah, it's just some of those games. Yeah, you look at it like it was. I said it in reaction. It was frustrating because, yeah, like you said, Neil, I thought we gave him so much time, respect. You know, you said that in all the games so far we started well, but that game, you know, and you mentioned you know, the set pieces and zonal marking, and that it should, you know, there's zonal marking, and then there's what we were doing on Saturday, like 3 or 4 players, 3 headers, and they should have. We should have been out of sight. One of the deliveries, I think, for the Phillips header is nailed on. Like in the first half, I think was it Phillips that stuck it just wide. It was the centre half, I think. He just stuck it wide of the post. Roberts, I think.
It was, but the delivery's A1. It's undefendable. There's nothing you can do about it. It's near on perfect, and it doesn't matter how you set up. If a delivery is that good, you just got to hold your hands up. Sometimes when you hit one from 30 yards and it flies in top bin. Sometimes you've got to hold your hands up, and that's what it is with deliveries, where you can set up And like I advocate for zonal marking. I think it's the best form. I think it's better than man marking because what we do is we have promise near post, Mola backstick, and we have Wilson in the middle. And up until Saturday, we've looked okay underneath the ball. I think we looked okay, and everyone else picks up around it. I can't say enough on Saturday. Their delivery was near on A1. It's difficult, like the delivery. Sometimes if you give away a sloppy header where someone's gone missing or you've not attacked the ball, that's on you. But like the goal, Belongos is a mismatch. But you're going to get that with Rovers. We are not going to be player for player better than every side in this league. And he's found half a yard. The ball is immaculate. The run's brilliant, and he stuck it away. And then the free header in the first half. One that's gone over Willow's head and he's put it over the bar. There's another one. But some of the deliveries Saturday were really, really top notch. Like what we're probably not going to get this season because Evo's not with us. So I mean, there's the difference in quality of player, especially from a dead ball, is like I said, it's a set piece league. This if you've got someone who can put the ball on the money, like more often than not, game after game, you're going to get a lot of success.
Yeah. But Saturday, especially that first half. Don't get me. I agree with you. The delivery was class, but it's going to look even better when there's no one marking the players, isn't there? Like I'm like for me, I don't like zonal marking at all. If I'm being like,
why is that? Why is that? Why don't you like it though? Why is it that you don't like it?
Because I'd just rather have players picking up their man each.
But players picking up their man is basically you expecting someone to win the first contact against their marker every single time the ball goes in the box when you're not dictating the movement. Like I've been part of them in that box, and zonal just is far more comfortable to operate in, and I think it's working. I do. I think for Rovers, Saturday was just again it's down to delivery. I think we're good underneath the football this season at the minute. From what I've seen,
we haven't conceded from.
I agree.
Other than that,
I agree. Like we have looked good with it, but that's just my personal preference. I prefer it, but like you said, that first half. Was bad, and obviously, like you said,
how they didn't score 4 in that first half.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know how we went in at 1-1 at halftime. I thought, good lord, there must be someone up there thinking.
Yeah,
I
couldn't believe it. I
thought one of the Griffith saves was decent, but the other ones I thought are just routine. I think he should be saving them. Do you know what I mean? If you're looking at Jed, you're thinking Jed saving them. I thought one of them in the first half was excellent.
I think there was three.
The one second half was like routine. He should be stopping them. Yeah, they're free shots at goal, but you're looking at him or Jed, I'm thinking they're getting stopped.
It was more how they carved through us. You know, it was more how they weren't as clinical rather than good saves. If that makes sense. That oh my god, the ball that I can't even remember who played it through now. Tequila done, and Taylor Moore was like doing this, like he was all over himself, like stumbling around behind himself. They were so quality on that ball in that game. I think they'll be annoyed they didn't score more.
100%. I mean, it was crazy, but to be fair, it wasn't so much the actual shots they had. It was mainly, I think it was three times they took a corner and they missed. I think it was Roberts, Phillips, and there was another one as well in the first half where it should have been a goal and somehow they've missed. But like we talked about before in the game in the last episode, and it was the midfield, and without I think even with Conte we struggle personally in that game because you can't just rely, even though we do heavily rely on him. I thought Maka was poor. I thought Garrett was the only one in the first half that wanted the ball. He kept showing for it. Like everyone else just sort of, didn't want it. I don't know what it was. And then somehow I was in the away end when the long ball went up and Belongo won it. And Saturia, like that Donovan Pines and their keeper had a shambles. And I wish we were doing more of it because they look so shaky at the back. even Mark Roberts, the other centre half, they look so shaky defending like a long ball that we should have done it more, really. And then obviously got a goal. And what really annoyed me was how we started the second half so well. And then we have the promise header. And then a few minutes later, they go at the other end and score after. And that was their first attempt or first chance they had. And they go and score it. But even in that little part where we had, it was only promise. Yeah, you should have scored 100%. But you was on about chances, Josh. Both of the best chances we had come from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, we're not. Yeah, it's annoying. And obviously Sinclair had the chance as well. But that's all there was, really. I can't remember. But like you said, you have to. Yeah, we're not that side where we're going to have 3 shots and score all 3 at the moment. Hopefully,
for a side like us, if you go away to Oakwell and get presented 2 or 3 chances that we were given by them, you have to score them.
Yeah.
I like Promise, and obviously there's this new report coming around saying that his fee's closer to 700,000. But like, I can see why we've paid that money with his build-up play, his tenacity, his tracking back. He made a few nice tackles as well. But you're there. I know it may be different in how Matt Taylor sees him, but as a striker, you're there to finish those chances. And if you don't finish those chances, like you have to score that chance. Matt Taylor said 9 times out of 10, you put your house on Promise to score that.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're gonna score that, it's away at Barnsley. You have to take that chance. You have to. You wouldn't see Cosgrove missing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That thing is as well. Like, you look at the last 2 games, he's had 3 shots or 3 chances. Let's say the 2 in the Cambridge game, which he scored, and obviously that one
was unreal.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, we need to. That's another thing. Like, we sort of mentioned it, but we need to be creating more chances as well, because we're not. Even in the Cambridge game, we didn't have loads of chances, and we'll obviously get on to Wigan shortly. But in their last 2 away games, they faced 38 shots.
Mad.
Against Barnsley and Reading. So I don't know how many we're going to have. But yeah, it's and I mean, what do you make of this whole sort of like the system that we're playing and the sort of chances that we're not creating? Because we're not, like I said, we're not having loads. Like, Neil, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's the formation? Do you think it'd come with more games played because it's still a new squad with a lot of sign-ins? What do you make of it? Because we're not, like I said, we're not creating loads.
I just think if you look at, like I said, it's too early to tell you what this side is. But over the first, what we're looking at now, 5 games, league games or whatever it is, it's the foundations and the principal play of what we are is hard work, determined, gritty, and what we do is because of how hard we work off the ball and how rigid and structured and disciplined we are, it looks like all of our work, as far as a pattern, has gone into getting defensively right. That's where like 80-90% of our work's been done. Get structured, get narrow, know what you're doing off the ball, be difficult to play against, never go away, keep going, keep trying, keep persevering. And the way that we're getting chances at the minute is by doing that and putting pressure on the ball. It's just putting educated pressure on the ball and making unforced errors. Because I look at that side, and there's certain players plenty of what you've seen. Garrett's a new one that's come in who looks like he's a good technician. But when you talk about what we've had before, Guns in Collins and Evans, I don't look at anyone in that side who thinks he's going to open a door for us every week. He will open a door for. That is the way we have to get chances by creating errors off of other sides, because we haven't got, from what I can see, a side that can play to a system of get the ball to him and he's going to open the door for us. We haven't got Azza. We haven't got Evo. We ain't got when we had like Muzzy on the wing flying past people, cutting in, and we ain't got that. That ain't us. So if we haven't got that personnel, we have to find another way of getting up the pitch and staying up the pitch, and it's just by educated pressure and making them make errors, and then it's set pieces, dead balls.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What we are at the minute. That is what we are at the minute.
Yeah,
that's what we have. You've got to play the card you're dealt, and that's what we're dealt.
Yeah. Well, obviously one of the players. Well, there's obviously Shaq Ford. Is obviously he done. I thought he done really well when he came on. Come on, as we almost went to like a proper high 3-5-2 in the second half when Ford came on, and we was obviously trying to go for it. And then obviously the other main player that was brought in to be that creator is Hutchinson, but obviously he hasn't. I know it's early days, but he hasn't, started amazingly well. So hopefully the more we go on, and hopefully I want to see us like from when Taylor was at Exeter. They were attacking. I know it's a different league. That was League Two, but the football that they were playing, that's what I want us to be like. So we'll see. I mean, Josh, what's your thoughts on it? Is it the system? Do you agree with Neil that so far we don't really know who's going to be that person, or do you just think it's something else?
Yeah, I actually agree with all of that. I think it says something that the 4 goals we've scored in the league have all been assisted by our fullbacks. That shows to me that we're obviously putting in a lot of crosses. We're also, trying to play to Promise's strength in that sense. Less of the play now comes through the middle, as it did with Evo and Azza. So we're using our wing backs a lot more. So I think we'll see more of that kind of goal this season. But I just feel like you've got Hutchinson on the bench. He needs to play him this weekend, because what he did for Walsall last season and the season before was nothing short of brilliant, really. So he has that ability. He's a goal scorer himself. I think that's why I put Maka in on the weekend, because Maka is a goal scorer if he gets into those positions usually. But it just didn't. It just didn't work. So I think Hutchinson. I know we'll do this later. I think Hutchinson will deserve to start, because we need to up our creativity, because it's lacking at the minute. Whether it's formation or not, I don't know at the minute. It's too early to see. We have had chances as well. If Grant Ward would stop shooting from 400 miles out as well, that would help. But I think we're going to have to start. We're going to have to slightly. I think we're going to play differently this season. I think if Hutchinson comes good, then happy days, because he will create those chances for sure. I think I agree with you. Shaq Ford did really well when he came on the other day. I saw a comment there saying, "What's the difference between O'Donkor and Ford as strikers?" Well, I don't see Shaq Ford as a striker. He's not a striker, in my opinion.
He's mainly played on the wing, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's the difference, in my opinion. So he will up the creativity as well. He's proven that he can be clinical in and around the box, little fox in the box kind of guy. I just think back at last season, his performances away at Pompey and Bolton were absolutely unbelievable. So we have the players there that can unlock. We have the players there that can score the goals. I just think it's a gelling thing at the minute. That's all.
Yeah, because like you said, a lot of new players.
Yeah, for sure.
And the glove said, table's got this season's got mid-table written all over it. Too good for the poor teams, not good enough to challenge the top teams. Yeah, pretty much what most of us, what all of us said that at the start of the season. Obviously, we want to sort of get higher up mid-table. Because obviously last year we finished 15th, so we want to try and get higher. But that's how it's planning. 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses so far. So even into Kelly as well. Saying 2-1 Rovers, Liverpool. Obviously Scouse Gas as well. Make my weekend. Keep hitting the like button as well. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're new, subscribe to Josh. Obviously, check out all of our personal socials and obviously the Talking Gas. Follow the Talking Gas on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already. Keep getting your questions. We're going to get into Wigan now as well. We're going to be joined, like I said, by Charlie Keegan. He was on here twice last year, of course, so far. Wigan haven't had the best start. But yeah, evening, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Hopefully we can sort of bring the same performance and victory that we had at home last season against you. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that, of course. What's been your thoughts so far? Because 1 win, 3 defeats. You've scored 2, but one of those was an own goal in the win against Crawley. What have you made so far to your start of the season?
It's been perfect. You can't critique it at all. No, I'm messing. It's been really tough, I'll be honest. I don't think that we are that far away from making it something work, but I also don't think that the way Sean Maloney's trying to get us to play is really working right now. I think it's a little too intricate for the players that we've got. But at the same time, the loss against Charlton on the opening day, I thought we actually played really well. But then he brought Charlie Hughes on, who had the Hull City transfer looming over him. He wasn't quite in the game. They brought him on quite late, and it was his one mistake that essentially put Lloyd Jones through. He scored a great goal, and that cost us a point at least. So there was that. Telo Asgard had a huge chance in that game, and if he scores, then it's 3 points. Late on against Birmingham City in the 90th minute, they scored the winner. Again, if you hold on, it's another point. So it's very fine margins that we've been giving up a lot of points recently, but going forward, I've said it a lot on the Progress of Unity podcast. We're a bit of a blunt arrow. We do really well, quite well. We do quite well defensively, build up quite well. Final third, nothing's clicking. We've got a young Joe Hugel, Dale Taylor as well on loan from Nottingham Forest, and it's just not quite working. But we're going to be slow burners this season. I'm not overly concerned, but yeah, it's the final pass, getting that final little bit working. That's what we're really lacking so far.
Yeah, I mean, do you, as a Wigan fan, do you think you rely too much on Asgard?
Yeah, I would say Asgard is one of those that we do rely on quite heavily, but also Matt Smith as well. He's our main creator in the midfield, just behind Asgard. And yeah, everybody kind of stops and waits for him to do something well, rather than passing it and moving into good space and having Matt Smith being able to dictate. Everybody's relying on him a little too much. So yeah, between the two of them, we're quite stagnant with that. But also Maloney, I love Babaradico. I think he's a brilliant defensive midfielder. Maloney started to give him a bit more license to get forward. And against Birmingham City, when they were playing out from the back, all of a sudden Asgard...
That's a laugh. That's class.
Oh, that's
all
brilliant.
Of a sudden,
Charlie, that's a compliment.
I had Will Keane last year when Will Keane was with us as well, because obviously he had long hair. So I've gone from Will Keane to Asgard. So I had it before them, though. I will say I had it before them. But Babi Radico, he defensive midfielder, and this getting forward against Birmingham City when they were playing out from the back, he was at left attacking mid alongside Telo Asgard. So Birmingham could just break through us really, really quickly, and they went and scored within 7 touches from the goalkeeper getting it through. So our whole structure at the moment just is not working.
Yeah. Neil, have you got any thoughts or questions for Charlie? Obviously, we'll get Josh's, if Josh has got any thoughts or questions, and let us know in the comments as well if you've got any questions.
Yeah, I suppose. What would you consider to be a better squad this season to last? Because I think Wigan's a really tough gig for anyone. I think, like, considering the football club they are, like I feel like Wigan are like they're only a matter of weeks from imploding. You just never know with them, like where they're going to be. I don't know what like the off the field stuff's like with Wigan, like with the board or money or anything. I just never know. But I always feel like it wouldn't surprise me if it come on Sky Sports News that Wigan have gone back into administration or something's happened, or they just feel like they're one of them clubs that could implode at any moment. So I think it is a tough gig for Maloney. I think he's doing a decent job as steadying the ship sort of thing. But I think you've lost goals in Humphreys, obviously. Good's gone back. Is Morrison gone?
Yeah, he's at QPR.
Yeah, he's gone. So I think like you're looking at sort of Tickle as being your best player, which ain't ideal with him being your goalkeeper. So like you're relying heavily on loans as well by the look of it this season. So would you say that your squad's as good as it was last season?
It's difficult because we've lost a lot of I think the experience is the big one, and we've lost. I mean, Josh McGuinness has gone to Exeter City, and look, I wasn't his biggest fan, but he did a lot of the dirty work a lot of the time and held up the ball, and same with Charlie Wyke as well. He had a goal in him, but also his hold-up play was really good, allowed other players to get involved. And when you don't quite have that in attack, it does really affect you. And I remember Exeter City last year, they were top of the league at one point, and then they lost a striker, Dion Rankin, who is now with us. He went injured. And when Rankin came back, they were 20th or something. It's just that losing a big presence off top can just sink you. And when we lost Charlie Wyke, Stephen Humphreys, Josh McGuinness, we never replaced them. And I think Maloney, in a lot of his interviews, was saying that he really wants to target a more experienced number 9. And I can imagine that a lot of the names went through to the board, but we just never got anybody. And we've got Dale Taylor, who's had time at, I think it was Burton Albion and Wickham. So he's got a bit of league experience, and he captains the Northern Ireland under-21 side, has played for the Northern Ireland senior team. He's still 20. So yes, he has a little bit of experience league-wise, but it's just not, he's not the experience that we kind of need. And then throughout you're obviously talking about, Wigan are one of them teams that are always a dark days around the corner. It has felt like that being a Wigan fan for the last sort of decade. Since we left the Premier League, it's just been down and down and down. We almost went down to League Two, but managed to just stay up by a couple of points in the COVID season. And administration, ownership problems, and then one of the financial statements came out from the 22-23 season. There was a £17.5 million hole that our owner had to fill. So we're going to be run on a shoestring budget for a while, just while they try and recuperate that money. And the board structure is still not really that good. We don't have a CEO. The CEO we've got is also our chairman, who also operates the rugby. So it's a little complicated. There's nobody really, associated just to the football that Sean Maloney and Gregor Riak, who's our sporting director, can work with. So we're still very early in the rebuild. I'm not too worried about it at this stage, but yeah, it's just when you haven't got the money to kind of throw at a squad to bring in experienced players, you're going to be lacking. So we're going to have to just be very patient with these young ones.
Yeah. To be fair, that was looking at, like you said, the squad, the change from last year, like you said, you've relied on it for a couple of years now, like loanees. I know teams rely on it, but especially with you guys. And then you said you lose the experience of, Wyke, McGuinness, Humphreys. Yeah. That's a lot. It's a lot of players to lose. And like you said, when you're relying on loan players who were very young, I think Hugo I'm pretty sure that was his first loan spell he had last year at Burton.
Yeah.
And then Del Taylor's this is his, I think, third loan spell. So it's very, because even when you look at, your fans are probably thinking, oh, why can't we, go out and get an experienced player? Or obviously, like you mentioned, the money issues. But even with us, we've spent quite a bit. Even with us, it's they're saying, we mentioned earlier, Omachiri's now apparently 700k. I don't know if that's with all the add-ons. But then even, Hutchinson, although to be fair, a lot of it is because the money we sold Evans and Collins for combined. But I look at Wigan because a lot of people had Wigan. I know it's still early days, of course, and obviously everything can change. But a lot of people had Wigan quite high. Looking at predictions, I mean, what's your thoughts? Would you take mid-table again?
Yeah, I would. I remember saying it just before the season started, and Maloney's come out and he said that top 6 is the aim, which obviously every manager wants to win the league, but then if they can't do that, they want to get top 6, or else what's the point in trying? So I understand why he said it, but I also don't think that's a realistic expectation for where we should finish this season. If we can get in top 10, I think that would be great. Maybe if we're a slow burner and we build well throughout the season, we'll sneak into the top 10. But I'm also really happy with us finishing bang average 14th. I mean, I don't think really whichever place you finish in the league, other than winning it or in the playoffs or obviously going down, there isn't a massive amount of financial difference, you know, in the prize money. So if we can get 14th and then plug some of the financial hole that we've got and try and rebuild again for next season, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't want us to try and burn ourselves out chasing something that we can't really achieve. But obviously, you know, you've got a lot of the lone players who are like Dale Taylor. He's just signed the contract extension with Forest. He's going to want to impress. Joe Hugel at Manchester United. He's really going to have to start impressing if he wants to get in that Man United team. Luke Chambers is still a very young left back. I think he's only 19 or 20. So it's his second stint with us. He's got a little bit of time on his side, but he's also one of the best players in our squad. Calvin Ramsey, the right back, who is also on loan from Liverpool, played about 7 games in the last 3 years or something. So we're going to have to give him a little bit of time. But yeah, I think we'll grow into the season well. But yeah, anywhere mid-table finish is fine with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, like looking back at last season, you had the points deduction. Was it 8 points last season?
Yeah. Yeah, -8 we started on.
You had an 8-point deduction. You finished above a lot of teams, including us. You finished 5 points ahead of us. And I don't really want to mention it, but I'm going to. That, I mean, you've seen the difference because, like you said, you finished last season really well. And then obviously the last away game of the season, where we had you, one of the worst games in terms of us. You know, we were obviously, that season was shocking, but that away game, we had no shots on target. One of the worst performances I've seen for. I mean, and last season there was a lot of bad performances, but that game last day of the season, you know, yeah, obviously wanted to finish on a high, and yeah, it was poor. But yeah, Josh, have you got any thoughts or questions for Charlie about Wigan?
I got 2 questions.
Yep.
Number 1, is your home kit as ugly in person as it is in photographs? That's my first question I want to ask.
Home kit actually has grown on me. The away kit, which we're going to be playing in for you, is a honker. I do not like that at all. Whoever designed that, don't design anymore, please.
Yeah,
and the third one we've just brought out.
Yeah.
I quite like the third one, but it's like Metro Rod or Tranmere. You know, Metro Rod, the drainage company. It looks like they've designed it.
Yeah, I did a thread on Twitter or X, or whatever, and I put you like 23rd, I think, of like home kit, and I got slated. This is really lovely. You must need to get your eyes tested. I thought,
I don't mind it.
Horrendous. Anyway, my second question is: you've got some players in there that in the forward line that are promising. I'm not as excited about Hubel as most. 1 goal for Burton Albion is not, you know.
Yeah.
The one that actually excites me is Silko Thomas. Now, at Leicester Academy, he tore up. How has he looked? Because before the season started, I looked at a few loan signings, and he was on my list of signings that I thought we could actually potentially, you know, tempt in, because he really impressed me. How has he actually looked, him individually, so far?
I think Silko Thomas came to us with a little bit of an injury problem. Not massively, but it kept him out of the first game. And another left winger that we actually got in from Brentford on loan, Michael Olakigbe, he's got a broken leg in our Hungary pre-season trip. So he's still another, 2 weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away. So I think Thomas came in a little sooner than he really should have, because I think Olakigbe would have taken that spot. But he's struggled really to step into, I mean, it's his first professional season, so I can't pin too much on him. And I think when last season we had Marshall Godo, again, it was his first professional season, but he hit the ground running up until his injury in December. Yeah, once he got his injury, he fell off quite a bit in terms of performance. But I think he'll grow into the season. He works pretty well with Chambers. I just don't really know if Silko knows what his role exactly is in this squad yet. I don't know if he thinks, do I get the ball and run to the byline? Do I cut inside? Do I hold it back? And I think it's good that we've had this international break, because it's given Maloney another week to kind of work with them and figure it all out. But I think Silko's just got to try and figure it out. I mean, in our last game against Birmingham, he played a bit on the right wing as well for the first half. He was on the right wing, so I think you can see we're just trying to figure it out with him.
Yeah, he's got quality for sure, but I always find that interesting because you've got people like Hugo who like they've been at Altrincham, I think he was first, then Burton, now you. You've got that experience to go on and actually do something. Where when you get dropped straight into League One and you come in with the reputation that he had from academy football, I feel like fans I know, especially down where we are with the terrible shouts that we get behind us at the Mem, people would be straight on his case. You know, he's meant to be good. So I'm hoping that you stay patient with him because I actually think he's quality. So I just wanted to ask about that because he was one that I was a bit like, oh no, I think we should have gone for him. So hence why I asked.
Yeah, he'll come good. It's just that, getting going is what he needs. But maybe he's still fully fit, so we're not too sure on that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one really because you started poorly, but it's sort of Wigan. I think one of the most unknowns because, like you said, a lot of young players, very young squad. Some players on their first loan. It's sort of tough, but the thing is, you might have lost 3 games, but I think apart from the Reading one, where I think you got pretty much dominated the whole game, and it could have been even more. Like on when you look at the results, like apart from that game, all of your defeats have been by 1 goal. So it's sort of tough to sort of they're still a bit unknown. But we're going to get into lineup predictions. Obviously, there was a little bit of talk. Apparently, Conte's picked up a knock on international duty. I don't know how bad it is. So I don't really know. And then obviously you got a few other. Grant Ward came off injured against Barnsley. So midfield is looking a bit peak if they are going to be out. And Lindsay, I think he'll still be out. So I'm not really sure what to predict. But Neil, I'll go with you first. We could just say maybe, we think Conte, but it's tough, isn't it? But what would be your starting 11, Neil, for Saturday?
Griffin goal, same back 3, same wing backs. Conte goes back in for me. Hutchinson and Garrett in the middle with him. Sotirio off of Amacherry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty simple, really. Yeah, not much to change. Of course, let us know your thoughts and comments. We'll go with you next, Charlie. What would be your starting 11 for Wigan?
Sam Tickle got called up to the international break, but came back to us before he'd even kicked a ball, really. He got a back injury, which I think he's going to be all right. If not, it'll probably be Andy Lonergan who will take us in goal. But I think if Tickle is fit... Yeah, Andy Lonergan. He's come in as like a goalkeeping coach slash player. He's on the books as a player.
He was at Liverpool,
40 years old. Yeah. Well, we got him from Everton eventually.
And Everton. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man.
But I think Tickle will be all right. Right back, we've got a little bit of a problem. Well, Steven Sessegnon's out for 4 weeks, so he's not going to be playing. James Carragher might take it. He's started the last couple of games while Calvin Ramsey's been getting up to speed. Ramsey did all right on international duty with Scotland under 21, so maybe he goes straight in. But I would say it's going to be Carragher at right back. The defensive duo, I reckon, will be Jason Kerr and Williamson, who we got from Exeter City, who is certainly prone to a mistake. So if he is starting, then I'm sure Amacherry is going to be right on him. Left back, it'll be Luke Chambers, no doubt. Midfield, it'll be Matt Smith, and I reckon he'll be partnered by Jensen Weir. I don't think Adiko might not get this start for this one. Jensen Weir was an academy player with us, ended up being sold to Brighton during administration, went on loan through everybody. So now we've got him back. Essentially, he did all the loan route and had a experience on Brighton Premier League coaching and has then come back to us. So it's a bit of an expensive loan that we've let him go out on, but I'm glad to get him back. And then I reckon the front 4 will be Asgard in the centre, Dion Rankin on the right. I do think Silko Thomas will take the left. and then I reckon Joe Hugel will still be up top. I just don't think Dale Taylor's fully up to the speed yet, so I reckon we'll go with Hugel still.
Yeah. Even into Ben as well. Yeah, Kofi Shaw. Yeah, you might even see him start. I wouldn't mind that. Play him against play him against a young side. I looked at your team, but who's the oldest player in your team? They can't be older than like 24.
McManaman, isn't it? It's got to be McManaman.
Well,
Andy
Lonergan,
actually. Yeah.
Andy Lonergan, 40. McManaman's what, 31, 32?
Is he that all he is?
Yeah, I think so.
Been around forever.
He debuted quite young for us. I'm sure he's 31 or 32.
That's crazy.
Williamson is 30, I want to say. And then that's when it starts to drop off quite.
Proper,
we had Sean Clare as well. Sean Clare was 27. Good defender, very good defender. One of the more experienced in our back line, and we let him go to Leyton Orient. I think he's from down south anyway, because he was at Charlton, so I think his family's there, so he left. But but experience-wise, it's McManaman on the field, and then Andy Lonergan and Williamson. So they're our most experienced.
That's crazy. Neil, we'll quickly do your score prediction because I know you've got to go in a sec. So, what would be your score prediction and goal scorers?
Yeah, I think if you was to pencil off sort of games this season, I think Wigan at home is going to be one that you want to be getting a result against. I think they'll form part, like when the league levels out, I think they'll form part of Rovers' little mini league, to be honest, of sides that will be in and around them and sides you'd expect to get points off at home. So 2-0, I'll say 2-0 at home. Mola, I don't think he's far away from getting one, to be honest. Clinton Mola, I think he's come through. I think he's not far. And then Shaq late off the bench.
Yeah, that'd be good if he can get it.
He's guaranteed. Shaq Ford is guaranteed. When he played against us last season, he tore us apart. He was brilliant. His ball control is phenomenal. I really like it. I think Matt Taylor, I think, has put together a really good squad. I was looking at it today, and you've got Satiri, who I really like. Shaq Ford, I think, is great. That Brian Belongo, he's going to be some player. I do like Luke Thomas as well. I'm sure he's third in the league for key passes as well. It's obviously like a very, very creative player. Obviously, Omacheri's missed more than he's hit the target, but I think Omacheri as well, he was a 1 in 5 goal contribution player. I think if Taylor can get him into like a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 3, I reckon Rovers. I'm sure you've not finished higher than 10th since 2000. So I reckon if Omacheri can get going, I reckon if Omacheri can get going with Shaq Ford and Sotirio around him, I reckon he won't be too far off it, to be honest.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But that's good. Good that you saying with Ford. I mean, it'd be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. But Neil. Obviously, thanks for always, Neil. He'll be back next week. We'll see you in a bit, Neil. Sound.
Ta, lads. Nice one.
Later.
So make sure you go. You know what? Go and give Neil a follow as well. He loves it. If you want to see straight talking stuff and stuff about Kean Harries, follow Neil. Because he loves it. Josh, we'll get your starting 11. What are you going to go for?
Copy and paste what Neil said, mate. Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Hutchinson comes in from McCormick. If Conte's fit, he comes straight back in. If he's not, I'm calling up Kofi Shaw, baby.
It's got to be because there's no one else. There's no one else.
Yeah. But I just think, mate, he came on against Barnsley, and I thought, if this kid is 20, he starts every game for us. And I can see why 17. Exactly. I can see why Matt Taylor's trying to ease him in. I want to say Shaq Ford, but in the right wing back role, I don't know about his defensive capabilities.
You don't want him as a wing back.
You know what I mean? So defensively, Thomas has been molded into that role. and he's not gonna drop Sotirio after he scored, and Omocheri's already striker. So it's the same. It's the same thing. Odonka won't start.
No.
And I think a Sotirio. I mean, honestly, when I think me and Charlie could be friends, mate. To be fair, because I've just followed him on Twitter because everything he's just said is spot on. If you actually look on paper, you've got Sotirio and Omocheri who can run the centre backs ragged for 65, 70 minutes. You take one of them off, you put Shaq Ford on. How have we got these players at the gas? It makes no sense. But
on a permanent as well.
On a permanent as well. Like, yeah, it's mad. So on paper, we look absolutely unbelievable. Like, names-wise.
Yeah.
But I do think that he will start on the bench, Shaq Ford. So, yeah, I'm going Griffiths in goal, back three the same, wing backs the same, Conte back, Garrett, Hutchinson, Sotirio, Omocheri, which is a scary team. I still can't believe that we've got some of these names. But
and the thing is, even Lindsay to come back. Like
Lindsay's to come back. You've got Sousa off the bench. You've also got Connor Taylor just sat there fuming that he's not playing. You've got Chris Martin to come back. You've got Jack Hunt to come back if he ever does come back. You've got who else have we got in who's not part of the squad? I can't even think because our squad's so big. But
I don't even know. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and even at centre back, for example, even a cheeky Michael Forbes who just kept a clean sheet against England under 21.
West Ham Academy captain who hasn't even been on the bench yet. Well, he has, but you know what I mean. Joel Senior.
Yeah, Senior as well. Yeah,
we've got some quality players. So we're probably going to lose 4-0.
Yeah, and all this picking up, and we're getting giddy, and
Shaq Ford is a problem. When he signed on deadline day at 10 p.m,
I couldn't believe it.
I remember nudging the missus saying, "We've just signed Shaq Ford," and she said, "I don't care." I said, "Sound all right, there we go." But I was like, "There's no way and it's on a permanent. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but we must have nudes of something because, he's an absolute problem, and he showed that on Saturday."
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's good. If Lindsay's in contention, then obviously I don't know about Conte. We'll see, but if Conte's not 100% fit, then But then even Lindsay, he started at Cardiff in the cup, but then he's been injured.
Yeah, would you risk
come on at Rotherham, then got injured. So we'll have to see. But get your predictions in. We're going to get into that now. Leave all your predictions. Like I said earlier on, we've got the shirt giveaway at the end of the season. Currently, Matt's is top with 7 points, and then joint second, there's 4. We got Neil, Mr. T Gaming, who is my brother, Ben Darrell, and John Cozzolino, who was the only one that predicted a Barnsley 2-1 win. So they're in joint second. So get down. If you're not leaving your score predictions now, then leave them in the comments. The ones we do on Instagram and Twitter before the game starts, they don't count towards that. And also join Fan Hub as well if you haven't already. I think there's around 140 of you that have already signed up through our link. So keep hitting the code on that if you haven't joined. And the shirt is from this season. So
you can't ask for too much.
We can't be having shirts from like 1990. It costs about 200 quid.
Look at the cheek on that. I like the 1998 kit when we wore tattoo. Come on, mate.
Ian Holloway and all that. Jesus Christ. But everyone leave your predictions now. We're going to get into it. What did Neil? Neil said 2-0, didn't he? 2-0 Rovers. Of course, that was the same result as our last home game.
Taylor, you didn't do your lineup, mate. You didn't do your lineup.
I'm the same as you and Neil.
Sound.
Yeah, same as you and Neil. Yeah, Griffiths, Taylor Moore, Wilson, Mola, Conte, Garrett, Hutchinson, Thomas Belonga, wing backs, and then Sotirio and Omocheri up top. I was thinking for next, innit? Jesus. Next season, there'll be like 600 quid, man. Jesus.
Yeah, next season, you'll be putting your car on the line.
Yeah. That's the thing, you know, obviously we talked about the fans forum was obviously tonight. If the owners were there, like I said, I might have gone and I would have said, why am I paying nearly £500 to watch Rovers? Like, it's mental. 480 for the South Stand. It's mad. It's mental.
Yeah, it's an absolute rinsing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because they needed the money to sign Shaq Ford and promise them a cherry. Because
that's why we spent about £2 million. It's mental.
Exactly, Christ.
That's why season tickets are skyrocketed. Yeah, we've got Chris is already on for 2-1. Promise and Thomas.
Love Chris, proper legend, that guy.
Yeah, Chris loves it, man. He's
quality. He stopped me at the Mem and said hello and had a chat with me and my old man and was just really positive about my TikTok and you and the podcast and everything.
Man.
It's a legend, mate.
He's class. He's always watching and supporting, man.
Positive guy. We love that.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, Josh, what's your score prediction?
Okay, I just need to ask Charlie one more question. How, have you actually been in these games? Like, is it like, because you scored one own goal, one, so I want to say 2-0, but are you likely to score? I don't know. I want to say 2-0, but I think I'll go 2-1, but it depends what Charlie says.
I mean, the own goal, it was actually Silko Thomas on the left wing. It was against Crawley Town. Thomas held the ball up really well, waited for Chambers to do the overlap, put a ball through to Chambers, who crossed it in. Asgard's header, it was going wide, but it just bounced off the top of, I think it was McKenna's head for Crawley, and it went in. So it was a really good move. It wasn't going in, but it was a really good move that Asgard really should have done a little bit better with. But yeah, we've been in the games, and that's the frustrating thing. Against Birmingham, we had some really good chances. Again, a Chambers ball to the far post. Asgard header. His heading's not the best. It's a little bit soft. So, if he can improve that, then we'll get into the game. And we're just really unlucky at the moment where if the game's on a bit of a knife edge, we make one big mistake and then it's all over. Birmingham City, we ended up going down to 10 men. Reduced all our subs by 70 minutes. And then Steven Sessegnon, that's the injury where it came from. So we had to play the final 20 minutes or 10 minutes with only 10 men. So when the ball dipped into the box, it was a scramble, and it was at the far post where Sessegnon would have been that Scott Wright finished it off. So in terms of scoring, like I said before, a bit of a blunt arrow, but defensively, if we can just tighten up a little bit, I don't think the game's going to be open.
Okay, fine. Well, we've looked better at home. The crowd's on our side. Yeah. Wigan, I don't know, they're just not doing it for me so far. I'm going to go 2-0 Gas, Aimson to make 63 individual errors, and Promise Cherry to miss 54 chances, but to get one goal, and Satiriu to get the other goal. So a Satiriu goal, Cherry goal, and I reckon my new chant will take off in the Blackthorn end. Happy days.
We'll see. So yeah, you've gone the same score as Nil.
2-0.
Yeah, same score. Another clean sheet.
Go on, Ainer. We're all gonna have the same size, and the same score prediction. That must be the first time ever. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, it was close last. I mean, first of all, we'll get Charlie's score prediction and goal scorers. Not me.
I'm going to turn I've been reading the comments, so I'm going to turn them off for what I'm about to say. But Neil before said that we are very close to things all going to the wall, essentially. But we're always really close to just throwing in a huge surprise, and it comes out of nowhere and it takes us by surprise, and it takes Sean Maloney by surprise. So I think this is going to be one of them games where we've just had a bit of a break. Internationals have gone away, got a bit of a good feeling to come back, and we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we're actually going to get revenge from last season, and I reckon we're going to win 4-1. I think Joe Hugel's going to get 2. Asgard's going to score. And then I'm going to say Will Ameson's going to make an error, and he's going to actually score because he doesn't look like scoring. So and that's going to be his big error as he gets on the score sheet. And then Shaq Ford, I think, will score against us because that's inevitable. But it's going to take me by surprise, Maloney by surprise, and the team by surprise.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Charlie. If you win the game, I will give you £100 for every goal you score.
Oh, deal. I'll
That's
go
how
to.
confident I am
Are
that
you
we're not
mad?
losing. We're not losing.
They're going to win now.
We
They're
are not
winning now.
losing the game, and we're not getting battered 4-1. I'm not watching Hugo, who's got like 2 career goals to his name, score. There's no way.
He's going to double that this game. He's going to double it. He's going to get 4 career goals to his name. He's going to score another 2. If you do want to do it, you can donate it to the Brick charity.
Oh, I can't. No, I can't. Yeah, okay, fine.
I'll tell you what. Do you know what? After what Josh has just said about 3 or 4 things, Hugo. He's only got about 2 career goals. If we lose, every goal you score is mate, we're losing. I don't even care.
We didn't shake on it. We didn't shake on it. So I obviously, but yeah. No, I just.
Oh my god.
I reckon if it went that score, I reckon the men would half in capacity.
More than half. Jesus.
People would be, I'm not because you haven't had a great start to the season at all, and it would be typical Rovers that we go and do that.
But we've just got a good feel. I don't know if you saw all this Barclaysman chat over the international break, but Wigan's highlights reel were unbelievable. So we're gonna have that little good feeling on all our final. Yeah, we really have. Emerson Boyce was in the Barclaysman's now our women's team manager. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, fine.
Didn't he score your first? Didn't he score your first Premier League goal? Or from a certain season where
I'll have to double check.
It might not have been your first one, but you battered Blackpool.
I remember he scored a belter. He had no right to shoot in one of them, and he scored an absolute screamer. But Boise was legend. I spoke to him the other week. Me and Barry from the Progress Unity podcast, we actually sat with Boise over Zoom and had a chat with him all about his time in Barbados, why he's come back and taken on manager of the women's team. One of the nicest guys I've ever spoke to. Really, really nice guy.
That's good to hear. It's always nice when your club legends are nice. That's really, really good to hear.
I was nervous to speak to him because it's one of them, I mean, I was about 10 when Wigan got into the Premier League. So a lot of all the years that I really started to get into Wigan and everything, I only ever knew Boise playing. And so when you get the chance to speak to him, I was going, I hope he's not horrible, because then it dulls that. But then I thought, no, right? He's a lot. I mean, I've got a picture here, and Boise's name is, where is it? Boise's name's there from when we won the FA Cup. So he's God in my book, he captained us a lot. So
there's so many Barclays men, honestly. Like you said, Wigan, literally every single Al Habsi, Ben Watson, Kone, Moses, Anzobia,
Radiega, Shana,
Antonio,
Jordi Gomez.
That was the baggier kits, like when the kits were slightly baggier.
Yeah.
And it just, I love those days, man. Like we grew, honestly, guys, we've been blessed growing up, like with that football. Set up a GoFundMe. I might not even be at the game on Saturday because it depends on what time the missus comes home from her holiday. So
but that's even worse. So you'll be, if you don't go, you'll be watching it on iFollow, us getting hammered, and you can see the mem in.
That means, guys, just to warn people, there might not be a match day vlog if I can't make it. All right, so just clarify. I'll
tell you what I'll do now. I'll try and do one. So
mate, you should.
And then hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. But if I'm tell you what, if I'm vlogging a 4-1 loss, I will never do one again.
You've got it in my head now. I feel like but look at all these comments. Mate,
trust me, you've got people have like screenshotted, screen recorded what you said, and you're going to be everywhere after Saturday.
Yeah. I'll be in touch. If we win.
There you go.
No, honestly, we cannot get beat by a Joey Barton side 4-1 and not give some kind of response to that. So I'm not losing 4-1 to him and then not getting revenge.
I know, God.
But well, let's get into some more predictions. there's nearly 40 people, and we've only got like 5 or 6. So, lads and lasses, get your predictions down if you haven't, or leave them in the comments. But let's go. There's been loads of comments that I've about. Right, there we go. So we got Paul Cove 3-1 Gas, Chris 2-1, 3-0 Rovers. Promise Raw and Shaq.
That'd be so nice. Oh,
Matt's has gone. Matt's has gone 3-1 Gas. What else? Tom Butler says 2-1 Rovers. Take him up. First ever match. That's class. So let's hope we don't see a 4-1 battering. What's that? Ben says, I feel like the South Sound's going to fall down when everyone jumps on it. Yeah,
I feel
it
like the
does feel a
stakes
bit.
of this game now, they've just risen. It's not about 3 points
stakes
anymore.
are high
It's
now.
about-
Josh will be worldwide if we lose 4-1.
I'll have to tell the missus when she comes back. I'm really sorry, love, but we're gonna have to move.
Yeah,
no more holidays now. That's it.
Yeah. What's this? 4-0 Rovers. The donk
off the bench.
He fall off the bench. Harry, man, why'd you love it? He loves, and tell you what, he's gonna have a masterclass now. O'Donkor, mate, absolute legend.
He has looked all right, but he's just yeah, it's
crazy. Chris saying Watford fans can't believe we got Shaq on opponent. Yeah, I know. I did see a few comments. Yambi Sims 3-0 Rovers.
Mola, I wouldn't be surprised if Mola gets a header.
Yeah, we've got a lot. Fall on Blue saying 2-2. Expecting us a draw. Andy Robbins 2-0 Rovers. I'm going with. I'll go close to Charlie's prediction, but the other way. I'll go 3-1 Rovers.
I thought you were backing me up there. I thought you were
No. Yeah, I'm going 3-1. I'm going to say Hutchinson, Saturiu, and Promise. So yeah, and I'll go Asgard because he scored against us. Did he score
he's a joke.
But he might not have scored, but the second game that when we lost 2-0 away, he absolutely cooked us.
He's got that Norwegian swagger.
Yeah, we almost lost him. He almost left us in the summer. I think a few bids were coming in for him, but he obviously has stayed, whether the right bid didn't come in for him or whether he chose to want to stay. But, he's one of them. I mean, he's 21, 22 now. He's played well over 100 career games at senior level. So he's quite experienced. So he's just got to get going now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to laugh, but some of these comments are mad. I agree with that, by the way. I agree with that. I would just say to you then, Charlie, would you actually be surprised if you did lose on the weekend?
Not surprised. I think I'd be disappointed again because I know how close a lot of these games are. Reading was an anomaly. That's just a write-off. That was
but they look
shocking.
good. Reading at the minute.
Yeah, Reading are good. That Abishaman on the left wing, I think, is
especially quality. At home as well.
Yeah,
they're
Reading at home.
Probably the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think Reading have got a really good 11. I don't think depth-wise Reading have got all that much, but you can understand the ownership problems going on. Yeah, starting 11's excellent, really. And I think Mola, who's obviously you got from Reading, what a signing that was. I think he was great for Reading, been brilliant from what I've seen for Rovers. So I think
crazy, isn't it? On a free transfer as well.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. Wow. On a free.
What
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when we signed him. I was like, mate, this kid, he's been at Chelsea, he's been at Stuttgart, was at Blackburn, obviously Reading for a couple of years. And the age as well, what is he, 22, 23? And I was like, on a free, mind, like George Friend, played about 4 games for us and then turned into our head of recruitment, and he's been absolute. I mean, I'd have loved to have been at the forum tonight to see what he said, but like I said, I think they're doing a rendition of it tomorrow, or whatever, where you can watch it. But yeah, he's done.
He's unbelievable. He is your player. If I were to say to you, name me one player that from the start of the season to the end will always never be less than a 7 out of 10. It will always be him.
That's him. Yeah.
Constantly a 7 out of 10. He has moments of real quality. And also as well, I worked out because I got a bit slated in my first matchday vlog saying you gave Mola too low a rating because I gave him a 7, not an 8. And I realised that the reason I didn't give him higher than that is because he's so good, he goes under the radar. He's never making last-ditch tackles because he's never quite a possession. He's that good, bro. Honestly. And
he leads the league in interceptions. Most interceptions in League One this season is Clinton Mola.
He's just, mate, honestly, and he already loves the gas. He loves it.
He takes lads, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's
just there you go. Signed and delivered. Free transfer. For the gas. Love it.
Packet of biscuits per week. Happy days,
mate. Do you know, it's mad how young our squad is. Like I'd be like the 4th oldest player in the squad. Do you know how mad that is?
Mate, I'd have the worst hairline in the squad. So, there we go, mate.
Oh man, this has been crazy this episode, but yeah, Neil, trust me, if Neil watches it back later on, he'll be like, "What the hell's going on?" He's seen Charlie say 4-1 Wigan, Josh putting 100 quid for every goal. Oh mate, this is crazy.
Only if we lose.
It's only if Wigan win.
Stop talking.
Yeah, so if Rovers win, if Rovers win,
if Rovers win, I ain't paying anything. If Wigan win, not draw, no, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, don't say nothing more. What's that?
Oh, this has been good. My
watching Donny. This has been mad. But yeah, we're gonna end it now. We've done our score predictions. Neil said 2-0 Rovers. Josh has said 2-0 Rovers. I've gone 3-1. And yeah, as you heard, Charlie's gone 4-1 Wigan. So we'll have to see. Well, if it's 4-1 Wigan, then yeah, I'm going to be fuming in the South Stand gas after that game if it's 4-1 Wigan, doing my reaction. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, thanks to Charlie again for coming on. The 3rd time he's come on, and he's been class every time. So go and follow him on Twitter at Charlie Keegan, follow Central Wigan, and the Progress with Unity podcast. Check them out as well on Twitter and podcast platforms. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Apologies again if connection has been crap. I don't know what the hell's going on. We're actually being mugged off. I'm literally on my ones in the house now, and it's still been crap. So apologies if it has been. But yeah, subscribe to Josh's channel. You can see it there, and his TikTok. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back with a good reaction on Saturday and not a battering. But yeah, check us out if you haven't already. Socials, Instagram, Twitter. Leave your comments. Leave your score predictions in the comments. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Up the gas.
Up the ticks.